traditionally didn't want Tyson to take this fight.
Yeah, you could be right. It's not an easy job for him. This guy is, they're up for it and they do fancy it, and he's coming to fight. He's a live fighter. Tyson's in the position where he's got the #1 spot, and he's in the position where, after Klitschko fights in April against Jennings, that the winner of that has to defend. Or sorry, we have to agree terms within 30 days to get the fight on in the summer. But he wanted to fight somebody. He wanted it, and you got, in some ways, take your hat off to him. He wanted somebody in there he felt was going to give him a fight, a test, and because of the inactivity over the previous sort of couple of years with the fallouts with the David Haye fights and so forth, he needs to get that so-called ring rust out of his system, and not just be physically prepared but be mentally prepared if he does fight Klitschko.
How good did you think he was against Chisora? Because I know Chisora's in there, and I thought he would.
I managed Derek, and I was quite disappointed. But having said that, you've got to look at the fact that Derek going into the ring was a live fighter. He's beaten a couple of undefeated fighters, and he was in form. He didn't get a look in. I mean, from the first bell to the until I pulled him out, it was he couldn't get going. And I think Tyson boxed really well.
Do you think that compounded Derek's, the fact that he didn't really turn up because Tyson was boxing stuff?
I think he got an eye injury in the second round. But having said that, he didn't get into the fight because I don't think he got past that jab, and that when he started switching from southpaw to orthodox, and vice versa, I think he found it difficult to struggle. He was struggling with it, and every round become repetitive because he just wasn't getting himself in position to throw the shots that you wanted him to throw. But then again, Tyson wasn't allowed to do that, and I thought he boxed extremely well. He sort of went up in my estimation in that fight.
They really seem to think that they've got what it takes to beat Vladimir. Do you share that opinion? Is it going to be? It's going to be his toughest test. But
I remember when I made the fight with Derek against his brother Vitaly. Everybody said it's a terrible match. We should be ashamed of ourselves and sort of throwing him in. I never thought about throwing him in. I knew that Derek would give a good account of himself. I think if he had a few more fights under his belt, it might have been a different fight. And he did that by pressing him, giving him, he made him have the toughest fight Klitschko had since I think he fought Lennox Lewis. And I think the same is with Vladimir. Vladimir is a guy. They've basically gone through their 90% of their fights hand-picking people. That's what they do. And they killed the heavyweight game a bit by doing so, and people lost interest in it. And I think that he was not going to be fazed by him. He's got the same physical attributes that he's got, that Vladimir's got. They're both tall guys. They've both got long reaches. He can switch styles, as we've seen in the fight against Derek, and I think he can give him a problem. And if confidence wins it, then you've got to give him a real good shot.
Looking at the heavyweight division, if he gets through Klitschko, you're obviously going to feel confident to clean up everybody else. Well, how do you rate Deontay, Wilder, and if them two get it on, that's two undefeated records if it goes the way it could go? Again,
he went up in my estimation in the last fight.
He turned up as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of unknowns about him. What's he going to do if he, over 12 rounds? What's his chin going to be like? He got clipped a couple of times. What's the older engine like? And he showed, he sustained, good work rate. A superb jab. He really did box well. I thought he had an excellent performance. And a lot of people said Stavern, was out a bit after 6 rounds. And let's get it right. Most people thought going into the fight after 5 or 6 rounds that Wilder was going to have the bronze. But he took the fight out of him. I think his work rate and the shots he was hitting with Stavern with, and he was hitting him with some great shots, took the fight out of Stavern. All that kept Stavern going was his heart. Yeah. He just couldn't get, it weren't within him now to sort of bring it up because I think he'd done such a good job, Wilder.
Tyson Wilder now?
Well, that'd be a great fight, wouldn't it? That'd be a fabulous fight. Well, I would, that's a
sticking it on your throat.
Yeah, sticking it on me. I think I would actually go with Tyson, but it wouldn't be easy. You just get a coin, flip it, and either of them.
Well, if they both have belts, they'll want that fight.
Wouldn't that be a big fight?
Nah, listen.
Can have it where they like. It'd be a great fight with the fans.
I'd want to hear. Wouldn't you want to hear?
Yeah, of course. If we can get them out of America.
If we can get them. Listen, thanks for your time.
Thanks, fellas.
Appreciate it.
All the best.
Hard work, dedication. Hard work. Dedication. Hard work. Dedication. And that's what we stick to.